blocks. The gentlemen, 11 and 12 for the 400-meter freestyle. Elijah Daly at block number 1. Bermuda. Block number 8 is Rickwan Noel of Guyana. Block number 7, Barbados, Amari Seeley. In lane number 2, it's Noah Badian of Martinique. Lane number 6, Dylan Nunez Green of French Guiana. In lane number 3, Nikolai Blackman of Trinidad and Tobago. Lane 5, Bahamas, Nigel Forbes. And in lane number 4, Trinidad and Tobago, Zarek Wilson.
Now ready for the boys 11 to 12 400-meter freestyle final. Now really heat 2 of 2. The seeded heat here. Elijah Daly of Bermuda in 1, Noah Badian, Martinique lane 2, Nikolai Blackman, Trinidad and Tobago 3, Zarek Wilson, the favorite in lane 4, Nigel Forbes of Bahamas, Green Nunes of French Guiana in 6, Amari Seeley of Barbados in 7, and Raekwon Noel of Guyana in lane 8. I have to make it clear that I'm sitting beside the father of the young man in lane 4, Zarek Wilson of Trinidad and Tobago, 4:31.15 the time he comes in with. That's pretty close to the record of 4:29.92. And father watching son, how are you feeling about this one?
Well, I think this race is going to be a much more competitive one than the previous event. Nikolai Blackman is an open water swimmer, and he has been swimming distances up to 1,500. Nigel Forbes has performed very well. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I know that it's going to be a dogfight all the way to the end.
Zarek Wilson of Trinidad and Tobago in lane 4, swimming alongside his teammate Nikolai Blackman, who is in lane 3. And those two, like we have seen a couple of times in these championships, dictating the early pace.
Well, Nikolai and Zarek have been swimming with each other for many years. They are very good friends, so I am not surprised to see that they constantly challenge each other and motivate each other to swim better. But this race is going to come down to speed at the end, so we will see how it turns out. At this point in time, at 150, they're continuing to turn almost simultaneously, so there's not much to separate them at this point. But the third 100 is going to be a very important 100, because that's going to set the stage for the final sprint.
So we see Zarek Wilson just inching ahead now, although it looked as if it was Blackman who had the lead up at that 150-meter mark, and they continue to swim together. You look over in lane 6, that's Green Nunes of French Guiana, who looks to be back in 3rd spot, but you're looking at the two Trinidadians turning simultaneously there and continuing to dictate the pace of this race.
Well, if you look at the swimmers, you will see that they are both pretty relaxed at this point. They are taking the measure of each other, and right at this time we can't see some of the other swimmers, but I am going to expect someone else to start making a move as the race proceeds.
400 meters considered a distance event in swimming, and the Trinidadians continuing to lead here 1-2, but you can expect that some of the other swimmers will try to make a push in the latter part of this race, as Zarek Wilson just inching ahead now, less than half a body length the lead ahead of his teammate Nikolai Blackman, and this is the way they have swum for pretty much the entire race so far.
I think the kick that the swimmers have is going to play a very important part. Plus, these two swimmers have swum upwards of 10 events each. So on the final day, they must be showing some type of fatigue, and we will see to what extent this is going to affect them in the latter stages of the race.
Less than 100 meters to swim in this final. And Nikolai Blackman just inching ahead of Zarek Wilson now. The Trinidadians continuing to battle it out, and it looks as if this is the way they're going to finish. 1-2 for Trinidad and Tobago. The question at this stage, who is going to be 1 and who is going to be 2, as Zarek Wilson with a brilliant turn inches back in front.
Well, they have 25 meters to go, and at this point in time, they must be feeling pain in their arms and legs, but we will see who has the best final sprint to the wall.
Zarek Wilson in 4, Nikolai Blackman in 3. The 2 Trinidadians battle to the finish. I think it was Wilson who got there in a new CARIFTA record of 4:27.78. What a performance, tremendous race, tremendous finish. And I'll say it again, well, to the father of the man who just set a new CARIFTA record. What a performance.
Well, I'm very impressed with both Blackman and Wilson. I know that they work tremendously hard, and it's a just reward for all the hard work that they have put in. But let's give credit to all the other swimmers who have put out a magnificent effort.
The meet record 4:29.92, and it looks like we have 2 swimmers surpassing record time. Congratulations, Zarek Wilson, Nikolai Blackman.